Welcome to the ESU Coaches Show. I'm your mild-mannered sports reporter, Clark Kent. I'm Chuck Seese. It is another week of ESU Football Coaches Show. We're at Teddy's Tavern in Stroudsburg tonight with head coach Jimmy Terwilliger and from Teddy's, Joe Schrader. Thanks for hosting us tonight, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see all you guys down here. It's nice to support you guys, and looking forward to it.
I love the sign outside, too. It says, Welcome ESU Football. Now, your family has had Teddy's in its hands for generations, really. Your father had the bar before you did, and he's got a connection to ESU athletics.
Yeah, so we were just talking about, I guess, the story. He never even went to ESU, but back in the day, they had a little men's club hockey team, and I guess we were looking for a goalie, and he stepped up, and I'm sure some of the guys ended up down here, and he had fun with it. So,
as a matter of fact, I had a cousin that played on the team with Ronnie. He was a defenseman. So, talk about why it's important for the community to get behind ESU football and ESU athletics in general.
Yeah, I mean, specifically for us, we've always kind of had the college kids in here. They support us. We want to support them back. I was an athlete myself playing college hockey out of Minnesota, so I know just, how these programs need support of the town. Denny came down this year, and we were more than happy to help out, especially with football and baseball. We have little banners at each stadium. So, it's important for us. All levels of all athletics, I think it's important.
As we move on, I do have one concern because I'm afraid our players are going to be in a food coma after tackling the kitchen sink cheesesteak. What's in a kitchen sink cheesesteak?
Yeah, so we call it everything but the kitchen sink. It's our biggest cheesesteak. It's mayo, lettuce, tomato, ham, pickles, onions, mushrooms, sweet pepper, hot peppers, Swiss cheese, American cheese, the cheesesteak itself, and then 3 slices of bacon to go right on top, too. So it's a mammoth.
We got to end the show. I'm hungry. Joey, thanks for hosting us here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to pivot to Coach Terwilliger this week. You got the Shepherd Rams, a nationally ranked team in the top 10. In one poll, they're number 3. In another poll, they're number 6. And they got a quarterback coming in on Saturday that is a very, very special quarterback. And it's ironic for me. There's a little sweet irony in that I got to call your games as a player, the record-breaking seasons that you had at ESU. And on Saturday, a guy coming to your doorstep who has the chance to take over some of those records, and that's Tyson Bajan.
Hopefully we hold him so he doesn't break it on our field. But you look at, there's some really great talent. Tyson, I've had the pleasure of watching the last 2 or 3 years since Shepherd came into the East. What a talent. And Shepherd has been kind of one of the better teams in our region. So they're nationally ranked. They've got a great run game, great pass game. They play solid defense. It'd be a great challenge for us. From one quarterback to another, you always like to see great talent. Hope our defense can be able to stem him a little bit.
Are you a believer in records are made to be broken, or do you feel otherwise about it?
You know what? I know what goes into breaking records. When I played here, we had really great teams and great coaches. We had it all going for us. It took a lot of hard work, so I know what goes into that, and that should be something that is cherished and something that records are made to be broken. It gives somebody a stepping stone who will have a great opportunity to do it. He's got a great team around him, so I wish him the best of luck.
How's your team feeling after a 2-game winning streak right now?
I'll tell you what, I'm getting gray hairs. It feels like every game this season, Chuck, has come down to a nail biter at the end, and Shippensburg last week was no different. They drive the ball down to the 4-yard line, and we're sitting there. It's like, hey, we've seen this story before, once, twice, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But you know what's unique to me is that happened Saturday, and our players were kind of just like this. They had been through it, and sometimes getting to the game, getting to those situations, learning how to deal with the adversity is a big step. And our team it rose to the occasion. When you come out with a win, that's always the greatest thing. So I like where we're at. I'd like to make it 3 in a row.
We've got coverage of the game on Saturday at 12:30 on Bigfoot Country 103.1. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. It's ESU versus Shepherd. I'm Chuck Seese. We'll be back with more from Teddy's for the ESU Coaches Show, so stay with us. Welcome back to the ESU Coaches Show. We're at Teddy's Tavern or Teddy's University. I might as well get it right if we're going to be here. I'm here with Ray Simmons. Ray, what position do you play on the Warrior football team?
Linebacker.
Now, the linebacker core has been in the middle of everything this season. I mean, it seems to me that if I look at the stats, linebackers are all across the top of the tackle leaderboard. Is that the way it's supposed to be? I mean, we always used to have the theory, or at least there's a common theory, that if DBs and safeties are making tackles, that's probably not a good thing. But if linebackers are making tackles, that means you guys are getting into the hole and getting the job done.
Yes, sir.
So what is that like on this Mike Lackey's defense that he's brought in here over the last couple of seasons?
It's just based off physicality. We just try to be as physical as possible, and we really emphasize like that blitz mentality. So
I know he uses the word attack a lot. So give me an opportunity to maybe look at it through your eyes. When you see a running back, what are you keying on when you see a running back that might be coming through the hole or might be giving a block? What are the things that you're looking for that tell you what he's going to do and then how you react to that?
I'm just looking at the hips, just reading the hips, getting ready to make a play.
Why is that?
That's how I was taught.
That's a very good answer. It's how it's taught. So what are the differences that you've noticed moving from a high school level of football to the college level of football? I know speed is one thing, the obvious answer, but is there more attack-oriented defenses in college than there were in high school?
I feel like yes. I feel like the physicality level is definitely like more. They're more physical at this level, and the guys are much bigger, much bigger. So I'm not. At first, I wasn't really used to that, but now that I'm like at the level, I'm kind of getting used to it.
Coach just mentioned in our last segment about the fact that, you know, you guys have been in some very tight games week in and week out, and that last week it kind of was like, okay, these guys realized that they're facing some adversity, and he kind of sort of put you on a flatline curve is the way you handled that. And I know that, you know, throughout the years I've heard from Coach Dowds and Coach Terwilliger that you've got to manage the highs and the lows and hopefully play it right through the middle. Do you feel your team's doing that right now?
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning of the season we really couldn't get over that hump, but now that we've won a game where it was last second, we kind of got used to it. So going into that ship game, it was time to lock in and really get the job done.
So as of last week, you guys were second in the league in takeaways, which is amazing. I mean, what is the mentality that gets in there? I mean, we had a strip at the end of the game in Shippensburg last week, you know, reminiscent of what Brendan Graham did to Tom Brady back in 2017. But what's that like to be able to be part of a team that can go in there and take the football away?
It's just great. We just try our best to get our turnovers. They emphasize turnovers at ESU, and we just try our best to get them.
Where are you from, Ray?
From Riverton, New Jersey.
What's the best thing in Riverton, New Jersey?
It's in New Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Irvington. I thought you said Riverton. My bad. What's the best thing in Irvington, New Jersey?
Riverton High School football.
All right, good answer. Ray, thank you so much for being here tonight. Best of luck on Saturday against Shepherd. We'll have live coverage of the game. Stay right there. We'll have live coverage of the game Saturday at 12:30 on Bigfoot Country 103.1. The kickoff at 1 o'clock. Stay with us. We've got more players to join us here at Teddy's University. It's the ESU Coaches Show, brought to you by Bigfoot 103.1 and ESU football coaches. Stay with us. Welcome back to the ESU Coaches Show. I'm Chuck Seese, and right now we're with Malachi Bowman, who wears number 4 on the ESU roster. And you are not only a defensive back, but kick returner. So you get to sit next to Justin Cook. And tell me about what it's like to be part of a unit like that, where it just feels like it's a fire drill. Everybody's out there doing their thing. And when you're returning kicks, if you're not the guy that's going to return it, what's your immediate assignment?
My immediate assignment is go for the dude who's unblocked. I mean, blocking my brothers, you know, everybody on the field, like competing. Being a kick returner is fun at the next level, you know. It's just like backyard football. Like, you're just running around, playing football, running around, just trying to make people miss. It's fun. I like it.
You grew up in Central Dauphin High School in the middle of Pennsylvania. I'm assuming you played offense and defense, as most kids did. So I'm assuming a wideout. Would that be right?
Yes, I played wide receiver in high school.
Does that give you a good perspective on what it's like to go up and try to snatch a ball away from a wide receiver when you're on defense?
Yes. I mean, knowing wide receiver tendencies as a defensive back, playing receiver in high school, I had good receiver coaches in high school, so, like, I know, like, what the receiver wants to do, their splits, the way they're aligned, like, all that stuff. They really taught me in high school, and it developed me as a DB here.
So, like I said, it gives you, it's kind of like being a dance partner. You're doing everything in reverse, right?
Yes.
And backing up, too, at the same time. They say the DB is one of the hardest positions to play because 9 times out of 10, you're running backwards.
Yeah, it's a very hard position. You got to have good hips, good feet. You got to be fast, physical, finish, all that stuff. DB.
What's your favorite thing about playing football? Is it returning a kick or is it covering a wide receiver in a lockdown fashion?
That's a tough one. Breaking away for a touchdown, that's always what I like to do. So I'm probably going to go with returning a kick for a touchdown return. Yeah.
What is the best thing your mom makes for you when you come home for a visit?
I'm going to say chicken pot pie. I haven't liked it in the past, but I've kind of grown in the past few years. Like, going home to a cooked meal is very underrated in college. Dealing with the cat food here, it's just like when you go home, you're like, yeah, I want a home cooked meal for my mom.
I understand that for sure. Malachi, thanks for joining us tonight, and best of luck Saturday against Shepherd. We've got more to come from the Warrior Coaches Show. We are at Teddy's University tonight. We will be live at Eiler Martin Stadium Saturday afternoon at 12:30. The kickoff at 1 o'clock. Stay with us. We've got more to come from Teddy's University as the Warrior Coaches Show continues. Welcome back to Teddy's University. I'm Chuck Seese as the ESU Coaches Show continues. The Warriors are taking on Shepherd this weekend in a PSAC Eastern Division matchup. It's the last divisional game of the year, and the Warriors hit the road to go to California. I'm with Noah Hambrick right now, defensive back, number 29 on the Warrior defensive unit. Noah tells me that growing up in high school, you got the chance to play not only some defensive back, but you played running back and you played linebacker. What skills transferred to you becoming now a defensive back for ESU?
I feel like the skills in my high school when I played a lot of different positions on defense. I didn't only play linebacker. I played a good amount of safety and a good amount of corner too. So I feel like all of those skills put together is kind of what made me into like the defensive back that I am now today.
You told me the favorite part of football for you is hitting people. What's that like when you see a guy, you got him in your sights, he's coming down right towards you, and you're going to put a lick on him?
I don't know. I feel like it don't be me thinking. It be I go off instinct when I'm in the game. When I'm in the game, it's all instincts. There's nothing that really goes through my head. My head is clear, and I just focus out, zone in on what I'm doing.
One of the players before told us about the hips being so important. Is that something that you key on the offensive player coming at you?
Yes, definitely. That's the main thing. That's the only way to really see where he's gonna go. Because hips don't lie. He can do all the cutting and all that they want to, but the hips is gonna take you to where he's going.
Shakira had a pretty good hit with that. Hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
Now she's in trouble. She owes taxes and she's jumping in line at theme parks. I don't know what's going on with that woman. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
So Inner Harbor or Ocean City?
Inner Harbor, not Ocean City.
No, you're not a beach guy.
No matter of fact, you asking me like, okay.
Yeah, if you had a choice, you're going to go to the Inner Harbor or you're going to go to Ocean City?
Well, I'm gonna go to Ocean City, for sure. Ocean City.
What's wrong with the Inner Harbor?
What's right with the Inner Harbor?
Okay,
It's just for sight, that's it.
Now, soft shell or hard shell crabs?
Hard shell.
Hard shell crabs. Good answer. I'm a fan of the hard shell crabs, too. Malachi, I appreciate your time here tonight. Best of luck against Shepherd on Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my man. We'll be back. We've got more to come from the ESU Coaches Show. We are at Teddy's Tavern, Teddy's University. So come join us next week. We're going to be at the Hampton Inn on Route 611 in Bartonsville, I believe. And the week after that, we're going to be at Deetsy's, wrapping things up for the Warrior Coaches Show. So stay with us. Live coverage of the Warrior game on Saturday is going to be on Bigfoot Country 103.1 beginning at 12:30 Saturday afternoon. The kickoff at 1 o'clock. I hope you can join us. Stay tuned. More from the Coaches Show coming up right after this. We are back at Teddy's University on the Warrior Coaches Show. I'm Chuck Seese with Tahir, Tubby Mills, Warrior running back, who has now find himself in the starting position of running back because of injury, and that's always a tough way. Nobody wants to see their brothers and their teammates on the field go down, but it's given you an opportunity, and you're making the most of it.
Yes, sir. I am. I think it's like when the guys get injured, it's like I'm the next guy up, and I know they trust me out there. I know my coaches trust me, so I just put belief in myself, and then I went out there and I do my thing. Just being me.
People say they prepare to play. They practice every week thinking they're going to get in the game whether they do or not. What is there a change in your focus a little bit when you realize that you are in the starting lineup now, that you are going to be the feature back?
I don't think it was a change. I go out there with the same mindset every day. So, like you said, you practice how you play, and that's how I am.
What's the key to running behind the offensive line that Mike Santella's put in front of you?
I got like a little bond. So, but they all put their effort out there every day, and I just got to make sure I'm doing my part right, and I know they're gonna do theirs.
Did you expect to have such an impact early in your career here at East Stroudsburg?
At first, I didn't expect it, but I wanted it, and if I want something, I'm determined to get it. So I could say I expected it. So yeah.
Tahir, Tubby Mills, where did the nickname Tubby come from? I mean, if anybody at this table right now is Tubby, it's me.
I knew it was coming. So when I was younger, I was real chubby, and my family just started to call me Chubby around the house. At first, it made me mad, like it was offended, but then I just got used to it. Like I just stick with it. Man. It's like actually, it just flows with me. So
there's love behind every Tubby you heard as a kid, my man.
So exactly.
What's the best thing about growing up in Ridley?
The best thing about growing up in Ridley, I think it's just there's always like good vibes around. Like my first time there, I was welcomed right in there, so I think it was like 5th grade. I was welcomed in there, so I didn't feel like left out or anything.
It's a big tradition of really good athletes coming out of Ridley High School.
Yes.
You're part of that,
Yeah, it's just seeing those people play when I was younger. Like, it gave me a drive. Like, I just thrive off of it. That's what it was.
I haven't asked anybody this question tonight. What do you see yourself doing when your football days, playing days, are over?
Playing days, I plan to start a business. Like, I got goals in life. Like, I want to start a foster care home. It's just a lot of things I want to do. So I got a lot of side missions I'm going to do.
A lot of irons in the fire. That's a good thing. Best of luck to here against the Shepherd on Saturday. We appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome. We've got more to come from the Teddy's University edition of the ESU Coaches Show. We'll be back right after this, so stay with us. And a reminder that the game Saturday can be heard on Bigfoot Country 103.1 and AM 840 WVPO, the home of Warrior football for 57 years. We'll have the pregame show at 12:30 and the kickoff at 1 o'clock. I hope you can join us. Welcome back to the Warrior Coaches Show. We are at Teddy's University. I'm Chuck Seese, and we are with Beau Heyser, number 44, a Warrior tight end who, I have to tell you, very impressive, that stiff arm in a touchdown run you had earlier this season. Talk about that play and how it appeared itself to you.
So it was a 3rd and long in the play, and I just had to get middle of the field out, so I was running across the middle, and Aaron Tobias made a great play. He rolled to the outside. It kind of just turned like a scramble play. I saw him run out to the outside, so I just ran to the sideline. I think the guy behind me actually fell over, so I just took advantage of that. He threw a great ball, and I just made a play.
What's more fun for you, making a catch or making the run after the catch?
I've always been better at making good catches than having super long good runs with super agility and stuff like that. So I'd probably just say making good catches over runs.
How do you prepare for a game?
So I take it pretty seriously. I used to not take it seriously. Once I got to high school, I started doing the same stuff over and over again. I'm very superstitious, so I always drink a couple Pedialytes before, the night before a game, and then during a game, and then right before, and the day of.
Keep you hydrated.
And yeah, I always try to stay hydrated, and I always try to eat right too. The day before the day, I always try to get breakfast, lunch, dinner, just keep it consistent. Make sure I'm getting a good 8 hours before the game, and that's pretty important.
How do you do that in a college lifestyle? You shutting everybody up at 9 o'clock at night?
I try to, yeah. Just make sure. Because I mean, we live in actually live in a quad in Hawthorne, so we have a lot of people over all the time, like, watching the games, watching the Phillies, probably watching the Eagles tonight.
I'm glad you mentioned that. What you're gonna have 2 screens tonight, right?
Yeah, we're actually gonna pull. We all have like TVs in our like separate rooms, so I'm assuming someone's gonna pull their TV out. We're gonna watch on the main screen, and someone's got like a computer, like some little TV out watching.
I'll give you some truth right now, all right?
Both the games.
You got to watch both of the games. Shawnee Hall, 1982. HBO is a brand new thing, and all of us were in that basement lounge watching TV all night, every night. I don't know if anybody went to class that year. Cable TV was like brand new. And we were like, what is this? This is pretty awesome. Yeah. So what is the mantra that you have when you're trying to come down from a game, coming down and bring that emotion level down? You know, you got to recover physically. How do you recover mentally from a ball game?
I just try to get like too hung up on things. One of my old coaches told me I don't be like a fish, because fishes they have no like long-term memory. They just like they remember stuff quick and then it's just gone. So after a game, especially after lose, no one likes losing. But I try to just like get over it, just move on, just focus on the next team next week, and just have a good week of practice. Hopefully bounce back the next week.
You got 2 hours to kill. Are you going to watch a movie? Are you going to play video games? Or are you going to listen to music?
Like before a game?
It doesn't matter. Like maybe in the middle of a day, you got a couple of hours to chill. What are you going to do?
I'd probably say I'm actually a pretty big gamer. I just been playing the new Call of Duty just came out recently, so I've been playing that a lot. If I got time like between a class, I'll probably just do that. I'll probably play PlayStation, or I like TV. I'm a big TV guy. I like Netflix shows like The Walking Dead, shows like that. Pretty nice. So I'll just do that in my free time. But if it's like the day before a game or the day of a game, I'll probably listen to music and just making sure I'm locked in, you know.
Beau Heyser, number 44, thanks for joining us tonight. Best of luck against Shepherd on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We've got more to come. We're going to step in and talk to Coach Jimmy Terwilliger one more time this evening as we wrap things up here from Teddy's University. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the ESU Coaches Show. I'm Chuck Seese. We're going to wrap things up with head coach Jimmy Terwilliger. Denny Dowds couldn't be with us tonight because he's doing a football talk at Phillipsburg High School, if I'm not mistaken, or a booster club down in Phillipsburg area. Recently, and this was last week, you guys left the game after the game at Shippensburg and got over to the Hall of Fame induction for Coach Dowds. That must have been a pretty special thing to be able to see it finally happen.
You know what, Coach is, he's spoken at a lot of banquets. You know, so the Phillipsburg Booster Club, you know, this isn't his first rodeo. But Saturday was really something else. Coach was inducted to the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. What a tremendous honor. It's something, you know, that not everybody gets to play for a guy that's done what he's done in his career. So we finished the game up at Ship. My father, my wife, and my mom and I, we got into a car. We drove right to Reading, Pennsylvania to pay our dues to Coach. It was a really special moment for him, and congratulations to Coach. It's a well-deserved thing. Something those shoes are pretty big to fill, and you know, it's really something awesome to see that.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask you one thing taken from Coach Dowds as a coach that's helped you not only transition into, but now becoming a successful head coach.
Well, you can go no further than our core values of our football program. The last core value is do it right. And Coach Dowds, since I met him when I was a young child and as a player, his mantra on our football program was do it right. And do it right for the right reasons, in the right fashions, in the right way. And it was something when I took over East Stroudsburg and he passed the torch to me. There's a lot of Denny Dowds that's still in our football program, and do it right is a core mantra. It's a core value for us. Something that I've always taken with any coach stuff that I've been at. I thank him for giving me that.
One last thing, we had a lot of young players that are making impacts to this Warrior team. I know the one thing that you and I have discussed over the last couple of years is player retention. I'm sure you're hoping that some of the guys that we talked to tonight are going to be here a full 4 years and play their entire career, here at ESU.
Tell you what, you talk to 4 or 5 guys tonight that can get it done, and you look at the way we've recruited, and some of these guys fell into playing time that they maybe didn't think that they were going to be in when they came in. I mean, there's 3 guys at that table right there that were in a high school biology class last year at this time. But things have happened, and this year we've had about 16, 17 season-ending injuries, and you never want to see that happen. Guys like Devontae, Gunner, Jake has been hurt at times, Paul Carreras, and I could go down the list of some really polarizing guys on this team that when we showed up August 9th, we were thinking, hey, this is going to be the starting lineup. Well, things changed in this game, and these guys stepped up. And I'm excited for the future of East Stroudsburg. They've got 2 more games to play to continue to grow in their roles. But you look at the guys that we have coming in here and the guys that we have, this is a great time for East Stroudsburg. I'd like them to grow who they are right now as they're eating kitchen sink subs here at Tutty's University. Hopefully, in 2, 3, 4 years, you'll see a growth in them in both the leadership, the strength, conditioning, and putting it onto the field so we can be successful in the Pennsylvania Conference.
Jimmy, thanks as always. Best of luck on Saturday against Shepherd.
Hey, thank you, Chuck. Listen, it wouldn't be East Stroudsburg University football without Teddy's University. And most of the guys that play football here, they know where Teddy's University is. It's a second degree.
The campus map, I think. No. I better not say that. It'll get us in trouble. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Again, we'll have live coverage of the Warrior football game Saturday at 12:30, 1 o'clock kickover at Eiler Martin Stadium. It is the home finale, too, as the Warriors will hit the road and go to California for week number 11 on the season. So make sure you join us again Saturday at 12:30 on 840 WVPO and Bigfoot Country 103.1. I'm Chuck Seese. Thanks for tuning in to the ESU Coaches Show.